No, the millers are very, very vocal people. When there is a shortage of maize, they say it loud and clear, like in June when there was that shortage. But now, since July, they have had absolutely no worry about maize availability. They have not spoken up to today that there is a shortage of maize in the country. I mean, we are here every day reading about this thing. The only thing they have complained about last month, September, was that their subsidy has not been paid and it's affecting their cash flow. But in terms of the maize availability, no one has said there's a problem of shortage. Even the minister did not speak on that point. He did not say that there's a shortage and we're going to fill it by import. This is our projected harvest. No, he simply said we are going GMO. The issue was really about GMO, bringing GMO into the country. That was the factor that was driving this thing. It's not about the shortage. And this is why the Ministry of Agriculture, which is legally responsible, is saying we are not aware. They are now going to start assessment now, in fact. That's what they said yesterday. So I think the government needs to, we discussed this a couple of weeks ago, that, this issue of every minister speaking, decisions of policy need to be made at the cabinet. And the reason why, cabinet is so that every department gives its input in this matter. So that when the government makes a decision, it's a decision made collectively. But when now one ministry says we are not aware and the other one says we are going to have a shortage, already you can see there's a disconnect even within and this is because of this kind of...
And very irresponsible statement. When you say, and I think the CS owes Kenya an apology, that Kenyans, there are a lot of things which will kill Kenyans. So that's just another GMO.
That was taken.
And that was at Strathmore University.
I was there, and I think that was picked out of
context.
I think he didn't put it as strongly as.
Just bring us to speed what he said.
What he said is, Kenyans are, when you are here, you are faced with so many incidences that can kill you, whether it's a matatu or the traffic or whatever, and GMO is just another one. If that is the worrying factor, that is what he said. He wasn't, and it wasn't put so hard. It was just in a very light tone. But the truth is, and I'll say this again to you, Debao. Faced with starvation, and you are telling me the organic maize is not present, I'm saying nipe chakula. If you have been following the country's situation right now, people are looking for strange leaves and strange roots and things, and they are boiling to cheat their children. Even boiling stones for kids can wait.
You see, that would be morally wrong. Mrui, that would be morally wrong. If you are saying because there are people who are starving for lack of food, you have to bring them anything that can, because they after all, they are dying. Let them, they might as well eat the GMO. I think that is very immoral. I think that would be very irresponsible. But you keep repeating that people are starving and therefore it's deserving.
So anything goes.
Of the government.
Yeah,
I think that
what does the government do?
The food is here. The food is available.
The food is, you have already said people
have millions of tons of food.
If they are hoarding now, how can I bring food from your house?
Give them a good price. All the food will go to the market.
Which price?
Because farmers are not.
It's laissez-faire.
Waramule is a member of National Produce and Cereals Board.
Yes.
Yes.
So can I refer you to Standard, which is the bold, page 16. Just refer to page 16 and see.
I think you are diverting.
What are you talking about page 16 itself, first of all?
No, just
you're diverting the conversation from the key issues.
Yeah.
No, it's because even this story of GMO has been talked about. Nobody has said whether GMO is good or bad.
No. We will come to the issue of GMO, whether it's good or bad. The issue of whether we have food, because even the governors are now saying we should actually consider lifting also the ban, or we should review this particular lifting of the ban of the GMO as it is right now. But
let them bring the maize.
I wanted just to know, because now you're speaking, and it's really worrying when you are sitting on the board of NCPD.
Yes.
Yeah. And you are saying that they're holding You don't have anything in the silos right now?
We don't.
They have stopped buying many years ago.
We stopped when
have no money.
there was no funding.
So the issue is funding. Yeah? The issue
Yes,
is
no, it's not
It's not the lack of maize. The issue of we don't have money to actually give this farmers.
No. Whether that maize is in our silos or is in the Billows farm, there should be maize available. And the millers, I've just sent a message out to the
You're
millers.
spending too much.
But this
I'm getting
is a
feedback
strategic
now.
reserve
This-
of the country.
Chief, there are many things that have gone wrong in this country.
No. I think
NCPB
food security. Why should we be actually talking about
Maize-
food security
maize
as a
is
main
not
cog of a big four
Price
agenda?
controlled, it is willing buyer, willing seller. If the
Yes.
millers have not complained about the price and they're buying it from the farmers, what is the problem? I don't understand where the issue is.
Yeah.
I'll get an
Bob,
answer just now.
I want to
There
get
is a shortage
into
of maize.
this
I don't
debate
know, I couldn't.
Okay.
as an honest broker. I think if you look at the history of this country for the last 60
I'm
years,
not as a broker in the maize or what?
in ideas,
In ideas.
On this table.
on this table, if you look at the history of this country for the last 60 years since independence, maize has always been an issue. It's not the first time maize is a political issue.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
Now, when you bring GMO, you are even making it worse. Because the question we are asking is, and this is very clear if you are very keen that the issue of GMO has an invisible hand somewhere, and we need to find out what is that invisible hand. Why suddenly this insistence that we must import GMOs? Why not just any maize?
Yeah.
Because or any other crop, we can
Yeah.
eat beans. So why is so insistent on this particular type of maize called GMO? But I think we need to think about a longer term solution. We have spent so much time talking about maize here. Why don't we talk about beans? Or about gouache?
But that is
or about maize?
that is Demo's article today in the,
Yeah.
in the Business Daily.
We need to,
That's what he's saying.
We need to shift from just talking about maize and talking about food crops in general. Because this insistence on maize is actually causing hunger. Because there are certain parts of this country where people grow maize even if it does not grow.
Iraqi, you are right. You see what the PS Agriculture said. In today's nation, you can see what he says is in the event the assessment of the ministry establishes any maize shortage in the country. Listen to this. He says we shall source from the regional market before we go to other global markets. Regional organic in a jar.
I have not even read that.
Yes. So this thing, you can see clearly somebody is playing.
That's why
James
Mbala
Ross.
is saying we need to know the truth. I don't think we are being fed with the truth about this bit.
Farmers. It
There's a
happens
lot
in
of
even-
rice
to-
that's
it
being
to encourage farmers. This happens all over the world, even in Europe, in America. They provide a lot of subsidy to farmers to ensure that people grow crops and they don't give up. So I think the government as a policy created this institution so that when the farmers have that bumper harvest, cereal board buys it.
Exactly.
And then they sell on to the millers. Because
Strategic
millers take it
reserves.
gradually. That was
Strategically store it.
or strategically. So that was the plan.
Yes.
And lately, the government has not been buying. So it's true if he says there's no maize in the cereal board, but the maize is available in the country. That one, I think the point about the subsidy, the government was very clear. They asked for 1 year to bring the price of maize down. The price of maize, the maize is there. The farmers saying, because of our cost, we want to sell it at 5,000. Millers will buy it at 5,000 and make their unga. The unga will become 200, 250, whatever. And the government says we are not going to provide subsidy, so let people buy it, whatever, and give us a year to bring the cost down through the fertilizers in the next harvest. So I think the issue is the maize is there and the millers are running. The government should let things continue until they are able to whatever. But generally on the issue of subsidy, I think there is a mistaken notion that subsidies is not the right thing to do. It's happening all over the world. In energy in Europe, the entire European countries are providing massive subsidies on energy. Subsidy simply means when you find the cost of living is very high, you have to do something as a government to intervene on the market. The market is not necessarily the best thing in the world. That's why governments have regulations. So markets can make the economy collapse actually, or your people, suffer. So sometimes you have to intervene in the market and say, okay, as a government, we are setting this price. That's why there's a price limit on petroleum. That's why there are price, limits on certain essential services. And so subsidy is not a bad thing. And in fact, when the economy is so bad, people have no jobs. Half of this country is on living below the poverty line. The government should provide subsidy on essentials like food. Ethiopia is poorer than us. I did this article, I'm sure you have read last week.
Yeah.
Ethiopia is much poorer than us, but they have got a food subsidy. There is no tax at all on any import of food, cooking oil, rice, sugar, nothing. Why? They want the price of food to remain the same, low, so that everybody can afford food. Food should not become out of bounds for their people. In this country, we want to look for money. The government's main concern is tax, collect the money, and then do things they want to do. No. Allow people to determine their lives. It's about welfare. Economy is about welfare, not roads, bridges, or infrastructure. So I think this concept that subsidy is bad, it's not sustainable. Who told you it's not sustainable? Who told you? You're collecting 3 trillion. You're providing 5 billion to assist on education. You're providing 10 billion on fuel, and you say, no, it's not sustainable. Why is it not sustainable? Well, so you look at the other costs of the government, and if relatively the cost of providing a food subsidy is way above what all the other costs are, and something else is suffering. Yeah, but it's not the case. Here we are having so much wastage. We're being told 3 months traveling expenses by government also is 30 billion. 3 months expenditure in state house is 10 billion. We're being told about all kinds of wastage every day.
Yeah.
But you find
there are delegation at COP20.